to get the opinions of people and what they think of gay rights. So let's go to my 6th period. Okay, people, I'm rolling, so do not say anything dumb. This is for my social activism project.
I will punch you. All right.
So, okay, I want to ask all you guys as a group, what do you guys think about gay rights? And what do you think, or what do you think about gay people in general?
I think they're adorable.
Okay, Janny, give an answer that has some education behind it.
It's their choice, so you shouldn't judge them because it's their choice.
That did not make sense. Like. Okay, well,
I
guess she's saying it's they're being gay, not you're being gay.
Yeah,
they should do that, and you should do. You're not the one getting married or having adopted children. Yeah.
Do you believe in like the religious aspect of it? How some people are so based on the Bible about it?
No, in the Bible.
Wait, 1% of 10.
I was like, well, being Christian, but like whereas it says it's a sin to be against it, but in nowhere does it say that you need to like prosecute them and that you need to like handle it. It just says that it's wrong in our eyes, but we shouldn't like prosecute people for being
Okay, Anne, what do you think? Because you had an opinion before I cut you off.
Well, it also said in the Bible that it was wrong to play with pig skin and get bowl cuts. So I don't think. It's true. Yeah.
It's in the Bible. Get bowl cuts.
Yeah. So maybe the religious aspects aren't so like
correct. They contradict themselves a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, people are walking around with bowl cuts.
I know, and there goes football. I mean, like pig skin. Hello.
That's true. What do you guys think about how gay people are treated in today's society?
I think it depends on the conditions.
Yeah, because like being gay is getting more accepted lately, but still it's like still some people look on you. And still some people look down on you, but still some people are okay with it. So it's just like it depends on what kind of person, like with who you're around.
Yahira? Don't worry, this isn't going to the cops. You can tell us. Oh my god. How do you what was my question? See, now you made me lose it.
How do you think?
Thank you.
it's like about gay people, how they're treated, and how do you feel gays are treated, or how do you feel about the treatment of gays?
Well, gays are treated depending on also how they are. Like if people are out there gay, like people are more against them because they're comfortable. But the ones that are hidden, like people accept them more because they don't know. It's like ignorance, sort of.
But some people are like low key. But like you can tell that they are, but then they don't like say that they are.
Well, that's like just their personality though. It's like with anybody. And then I think it's stupid how people like treat them like it's their like they chose to be gay. But like why would you choose to have that lifestyle when everybody like looks down upon you and talks about you and puts you down and everything? So like why would you choose that for yourself?
So my question is, how do you think the media has handled the gay rights issue?
Well, I guess it depends on like what channels. Like for example, TV media. Everybody's kind of, I guess, if they're left or right wing, they kind of talk more about it negatively or positively. And then, but usually that's what you hear mostly, like TV stuff. That's what everybody hears. Like sometimes there's articles about it, but nobody really reads it. Or at least as a teenager, I don't really read it, but I like watch it. And usually it's a lot of negativity towards it, but there's also people that are for it. Like people say, oh, why can't they get married when everybody else is getting married? And so I think it's also the fact that how we've been raised and stuff, like previous generations are like against it because that's how they were raised. And they still like try to teach us what they learned, and it affects us from how they've been taught. So everybody sees it in a certain way because that's how they've been taught.
doesn't matter if you love him or capital H-I-M. Just put your paws up, 'cause you were born this way, baby.
It's a Glee event.
I'm running for prom queen. She's such an inspiration.
That's so bold.
Barbara Streisand.
It had to be 90 Gleekin' minutes. It's their biggest episode ever.
Kurt Humboldt's back in the King Ring.
Glee goes gaga again. All new Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Way to go.
What the hell are you doing?
Oh, I'm just trying to keep her awake so she'll sleep on the plane.
Nobody likes a crying baby on a flight. It's very stressful.
Yeah, last year I flew back from New York next to a baby who was very upset the entire flight, and it was hell.
I was on that flight with you, and I don't recall. Oh, I get it. You're talking about me. It's very funny.
Yeah, we couldn't get tickets to Billy Elliot.
All we wanted to do was dance. That's my story.
5 hours of this.
I just want to dance with the ballet.
Logo and Absolute, welcome to Cocktail Cabaret.
When I was a little boy, I saw the Hollywood sign for the first time. I knew that was my destiny. Years later, I was in Boston, struggling to figure out my drag look. Then I thought back to that Hollywood sign with its perfect silhouette. I carved myself a pair of hips. How? And the rest is history. I finally saw the Hollywood sign again as I was being whisked away to film RuPaul's Drag Race. I looked at her, shook my head, and said, "Thank you, girl."
This performance perfected by the Absolute.
There's only one star of a RuPaul show. I am sick of your rules. I'm sick of your challenges. I'm tired of your show. What about me? What about Raven? What about Jujubee? What about Tyra? Come here. Closer. Let mommy make it better. Oh. Oh, that was just too good to pass up.
RuPaul to the main stage. RuPaul to the main stage.
It's the studio. Hi, Jack. It's Will Truman. Oh, right, from Queens College? No, I go to Columbia. Missy, anywhere you go, it's Queens College. Yeah, you know what, that's why I called. You know, what you said really bugged me. I am not gay. Ma, there's chicken on the rock! I'm saying you know nothing about me, because if you did know me, you would know that I am not gay. Oh, yeah, now I get it. You're in stage 3. You've bought the short shorts, but you're afraid to put them on. Yeah. Put them on, Will. Come on, put them on.
Check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Okay, so this is Shane, and he says gay people are disgusting and weak. Right here, we've got Greg. Greg says that he is terrified of gay people. And then over here, we have Mark. And Mark says that he feels like homosexuality is a shameful disorder. Yeah, everybody's like, oh. Okay, now, of course, we know that these statements are disturbing and they're shocking, but there's something even more shocking about them. All 3 of these men are gay. So it's difficult.
It's Kathy Middleton Lewis and Charlene Strong. And on the opposite side of the gay rights debate are Dr. Bill Meyer, Sandy Rios, and Karen Mitchell. Now, Sam, you were very emotional in that tape, crying almost.
Yes. It's very personal.
Yeah, I'm sure. I was talking about some black rights in the 60s, I'd be like, come on, people, and I would be very emotional as well, so I understand. But I have to ask you, I know a lot of people are thinking this, is it truly fair to compare the plight of gay people with the plight of black people?
As a white man, I cannot pretend to know what it's like for a black person, what their definition of civil rights is. I don't know what that struggle is. I do know that the definition of civil rights, the word civil rights, is about equal rights for all, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, race, religion. And Barack Obama himself has defined this as a civil rights issue. So if he can say it's civil rights, then I can say it's civil rights.
Okay. To you, Kathy, as a supporter, I know The Advocate, the gay magazine The Advocate, had a very, very controversial cover called Gay is the New Black. As a black woman, do you feel that gay is the new black?
As both a black woman and as an attorney, I feel that gay is the new black. When you think about this issue, the reality is that you have a minority group that's being denied equal protection under the law for no other reason than because they're different. And in this nation, you had laws on the records that stated that African Americans were denied the right to marry who they wanted to marry at one point in time. And now we have laws that state the same for the homosexual community. This is wrong, it's unconstitutional, and it must change.
And I have to ask Sandy. Sandy, do you think that it's fair to compare gay rights to black plight?
No, I think it's apples to oranges. It's like the old intelligence test. This is to this is. There are some similarities, I grant you that. But you can stop being gay. You cannot stop being black.
Okay, who in our gay community wants to address that? You stand on up. What's your name?
I'm Ian.
Ian, what do you have to say to that?
I had a mother who told me that she would not pay for my prom ticket if I did not go with a woman. And I would not go with a woman because I would not do that. It's not something that I can change. If I could change it, I would love to. It would have been years of easier life if I could have changed it.
Have you seen the movie? As a fully heterosexual female, I can tell you how difficult it is not to have sex too. So I understand that dilemma.
So you're suggesting celibacy is the answer for gay?
As opposed to acting out on homosexuality or adultery or pedophilia.
Charlene, what do you have to say? Charlene?
It always amazes me that people who are not gay can tell me that that's a choice. Ma'am, I'm not sure that there's ever going to be a time in someone's life when they say, hey, you know, I think I'm going to wake up this morning and be discriminated against. I think I'm going to put on, and that people walk down the street and call me derogatory comments. You don't know. You are not gay.
No,
so please
I'm not
don't
gay.
speak
And
of
I
something
think
that you're
that's
not,
true, and that's why the
you
name...
are not, you are not correct, ma'am.
That's why. I want to go to Karen because I know Karen sent a very passionate email about the opposition to gay rights. Why don't you tell me about how you feel about this in terms of the black community?
I don't think you have a right to be discriminated against as far as being physically harmed because of the way you are, but I totally disagree with the fact that it's not a choice. People every day, people have, you're right, you know what, I couldn't choose my color of my skin.
I think I'm going to be gay. I have struggled with it my whole life.
You know what, everybody has
Honey,
a choice in my
shoes. Did you choose to be straight?
Walk in my shoes a day.
You chose to be straight.
I'm supposed to be straight.
Did you go through that moment of, wow, I wonder if, whoa, you're supposed to be straight?
I think that one of the biggest problems that opponents of gay marriage have is that they always look to the Bible in terms of justifying their beliefs.
Absolutely. The
bottom line is that the Bible says a whole lot of things about how people should and should not live their lives. The question is whether or not that book is relevant to the way we live in the 21st century. If we listen to the Bible, on every single issue. The Bible says that if your right eye offend you, pluck it out. If your left hand offend you, pluck it out. If we follow that precept to the letter, we'd be walking around as a nation of people with one eye and one arm. I mean, it gets to be preposterous after a while.
Same-sex couples have the right to marry. We're hearing from people on both sides of the argument. Okay, Sandy, what do you have to say?
Well, I'm absolutely proud to claim the Bible as God's word and authority. But I would just say this, all truth is God's truth. The case against homosexual behavior can be made absent of the scriptures, and I'm happy to do that. I would just say what she just described, Charlene, is it? when you talk about discrimination and the misery of being a lesbian, that's what I thought I heard you say.
There is no misery.
Gay, right up front, is the wrong name for that. It is. It's broken hearts. It's disease. It is an unnatural.
Excuse me.
You guys, really? You guys don't struggle with disease. I know better. I know the stats.
Oh my God.
Brian, what do you have to say
The delusion.
about what they just said?
I don't know how you can look at me, and it's not about being married. Until our government treats us equally, you have an excuse to discriminate against me. 5 years ago, my father beat me up for being gay. Tried to beat the gay out of me because it's God's word, and he used the Bible to justify hitting me.
Well, it's not in the Bible.
No, stop. Then, right before... Walking down the street. Do you think I woke up and wanted to be gay? Walking down the street, I get people call me faggot. I got gay bashed. I had to spend my birthday in the hospital. I didn't have any family. I didn't have anyone.
You know what?
I didn't have anyone there because they used the Bible as an excuse. And so I had to go through that all by myself. And so how dare you? How dare you just hate me like that? You are not a Christian. You hate me. And that is not a Christian.
One thing I do respect everybody for their beliefs. You know, I respect this side, I respect this side. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But one thing that is important to me is realizing pain in a human being. And whatever you believe, whether you don't approve of what somebody, how they live their life, to me, what hurts is the lack of empathy for pain. Not gay, not straight, but pain. And Sandy, when I was looking at you and seeing this young man in pain, I didn't feel that.
That's because I see emotional and mental instability. That is what I see. And I'm not saying that it's right that his father hurt him. They don't deserve to, nobody has a right to put their hands on them because of the way they choose to be. However, his way of lifestyle is a lifestyle that he has chosen.
I need to talk about the celebration of my life.
Talk about it.
All right? A lot of us, I grew up in the Bible Belt in the South. I grew up among a bunch of people that didn't understand me. That is not, I have the most inclusive, loving, embracing family, and my in-laws are embracing as well. I have this beautiful partner, my husband, who we've been together 14 years. I have this extraordinarily incredible child who is the center of my life. My life is not pain. My life is not misery.
If it's not, then
let me finish.
Why not stay unmarried?
My life
you don't need
is a celebration.
You're so happy.
Okay, ma'am, the word marriage is the issue here.
It's a holy
let me
matrimony.
Finish.
It is a holy matrimony.
Right, and if it's a holy, let me finish my statement. If this is if marriage is the word issue, then it should not be in the government, because church and state are separate in this country. Sure. If marriage is the issue, it should not be in the government. If marriage is a religious issue, it shouldn't be in the government. And if it's a government issue, it shouldn't be influenced by religion.
For 200 years, our foundations, we've functioned as marriage as part of our law. It's part of the way we do business. It's the part of the way we make contracts. It has been a part of our law. Now, suddenly we're smarter. It shouldn't be part of government. It shouldn't be part of the foundation.
That's called evolution. Wait a minute.
Oh, no. Well, evolution like that, we can live without.
The government condones slavery. The government was against interracial marriage. As we move forward as a society, yes, we get
slavery to being gay. You cannot. Right. I'm sorry.
That's right.
You can't, because you're not being hung from trees because you're gay.
This is
okay, let's talk to Charlene.
Charlene? This is not, and I want to make this perfectly clear. We can sit here all day and talk about the Bible. We can quote the Bible.
You guys brought the Bible up. We didn't.
There are so many things that we can talk about. Please excuse me, I'm speaking.
I know, but
there are so many things that we can talk about. You have everyone in here sitting there with straight. We have the orange group. We have gay. And here's my question to you. We are all Americans. This is about
excuse me. Do you think gay is the new black?
You know what's different for me about the gay civil rights movement and the black civil rights movement is, you know, we have ideas about what a gay stereotype is. If there's a man who's really flamboyant and what we consider feminine, or if there's a girl who's very what we consider masculine, then they don't hide as well as somebody, but I bet you I could show you 100 friends of mine and you would have no idea that they were gay or lesbian. And they can hide out and they can choose not to be active. So you can, I know I have friends that don't do anything about gay marriage. They haven't tried to protest, they haven't tried to fight for the rights because they have the rights that they want from their employment. So, so they aren't active. African Americans couldn't hide the fact that they were black. You looked at them and you saw that they were black. So I see that's a major difference. Where I see a similarity, however, is the way the movement is working. That at first, like, there's a desire to have this national amendment that would say make gay marriage legal, but they're doing it state by state by state, and slowly it's winning support, and you're getting you're having gay people who are more in media and television shows, so you're seeing more acceptance. You're seeing it as the younger generation is saying, hey, what's the problem with it? The older generation's still holding on to some ideas. So I definitely see the way civil rights are attained is happening the same way, and I really think that we can reflect the same way with the black civil rights.
Same-sex marriage continues. And one of the movement's mottos is gay is the new black. At least that's what some people are saying. That's on the cover of The Advocate this week. And some people don't agree with comparing this to black suffrage. I don't even know if I understand what that word is, suffrage, but I'll leave it alone. Black suffrage.
Well, I guess it's when black people had to, you know, they didn't want to die for being black. They didn't want to be lynched. They wanted to be able to walk through the front door. They wanted, you know, you had Jim Crow laws that said you could not do certain things if you were black.
Do you think this is, because the argument is on the other side that this is minimizing exactly what you're saying, that to equate what's going on now with these protests and those situations during the civil rights movement, it just shouldn't even be happening. That it minimizes all of what occurred.
I do want to point out that both these movements began at the same time.
Which two?
The civil rights movement and the gay rights movement. And so I think it's important to understand what I think gay people are saying, and that is, anytime that you as an American citizen have to go out and demand rights that you as an American citizen should have because you're born an American, forget about what your sexual preference is, but just as an American citizen, the right to teach if you want to teach in a school, the right to go and adopt children, all of these rights that you have as American citizens, I don't think they're saying that the struggle is any different, you know, whereas, you know, they lynched and hung and dragged and killed a lot of gay folks. Now, is it the same amount of black folks? No, but, you know, they're Americans through and through. And so I think their point is, gay people are just saying, listen, we are now fighting for our civil rights too. I don't think they're equating. I don't think they're saying black or white. I think it's just people are just, that's the only way they can deal with it.
But we're also saying that they should be fighting for the rights rather than the word, marriage. You know, there are a lot of people who are arguing, okay, there were 4 judges who decided what was best for the country all of a sudden, and this Prop 8 came out of that. It was a reaction. This wasn't an initiation. This was a reaction, indeed. And for people to come out and say, no, we want this to come through the people. We voted. We went into the booth, voted Barack Obama and Prop 8. So there were things that people felt when they walked into that booth, and that happened to be the majority. So these protests are, in essence, protesting what the majority wants.
Yes, they are, and that is their right. But I will say that I think it's interesting that it's not, I don't think it's any more about the word. I just think that people feel if you don't approve of gay marriage, then of course, as I always say, do not marry a gay person. But as you find,
we call you a bigot if you don't approve of gay marriage.
But you know, but they call it. You call me a bigot, I call you a bigot. I don't like what you believe, you don't like what I believe. That's the American way. But I do believe that if I do not subscribe to your way of thinking, then you should understand why I'm going to go protest. To me, it's like abortion rights.
That's the thing. I understand why you're protesting. I think a lot of people feel like, you know, because a lot of people are saying, you know, a lot of black people voted for Barack, but they voted, you know, a different way. And I think you have a lot of black Christians who feel like we're opening up a Pandora's box, because like you said, nobody's going to go where they're not wanted. But there are some people who go, because I can, I want to have my dream wedding in a church, and you're saying no. So I might sue you because you're discriminating against me. And so you're impeding upon their rights, their beliefs.
You know, in California, that is against the law. That is against the law. The law is on the books that says you cannot do that. That is on the books. It was on the books when gay marriage was. So, but I guess I'm simply saying, listen, if I don't subscribe to your religious beliefs, I understand how you feel, but I don't want to be forced to live my life because it makes you uncomfortable a certain way.
Hot straight guy with Carrie. That's Anthony's brother, Nicky.
How can you tell that he's straight?
It's a gift. Could this wedding get any gayer? Look who's marrying you. Oh my God. Why would Liza say yes to this? It's a law of physics. Anytime there's this much gay energy in one room, Liza manifests.
A little while later, it was time for Stanford and Anthony to exchange vows.
And now, the brooms have written their own brooms.
Bride, groom, broom.
Oh, brooms! Oh, that's marvelous.
Thank you, Liza Minnelli.
Quiet now. Weddings are serious. At least that's what I've heard.
It was not exactly love at first sight. But it turns out it was love. You are the first man to accept me for the man that I actually am.
That's the thing about tradition. Like it or not.
Okay, so what do you guys think about gay marriage?
I think it should be legalized. I mean, if people love each other, they should be allowed to get married, right? I oppose that. For me, I don't mind that they like each other and whatever, that's so cool. But when it comes to, I mean, that's cool in the Americans. I don't know about in a church, because that's kind of like against people. Like, if you want to do it like at a park or I don't know, you know, a church is kind of like goes against religion or some people's religion. That's offensive for some people. Well, not offensive. Can I read yeah, don't do it. Let's redo this. I think I'm gonna offend some, but I don't mean like, I think it's totally cool. I love gay people. I love rainbows. But what I mean is like you know, some people you don't want to be open-minded for everyone.
I support gay marriage because it shouldn't matter if you're marrying, if it's like two of the same sex marrying, because everybody should be like happy, you know. So like, I support it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I support it too because it's your own individual life. It's whatever you want to do, you know. So we support whatever people want to do, basically.
What do you think about gay marriage?
It should be legal because you shouldn't like deny people their right to be happy. I see it as whatever. It doesn't really bother me. It's not hurting anybody else. It's their love. Let them do what they want.
What do you think about people who disagree?
They're stupid. It's not hurting them. They're not like dying. Those people, they just want to be happy too.
but there are people that disagree with that. And just as much as I want my opinion to be valued, I want others' opinions to be valued as well. So the fact that it has been put to vote and that it has won, that it has lost, shows that, you know, the opinion is split. That I agree with it, no, but that I dehumanize those who do agree with it.
What is your opinion on same-sex marriage and why?
On same-sex marriage, my opinion is that I'd like to see civil unions continue for same-gender couples that want to partner, and they should have the civil rights under a civil government to partner and have shared possessions and all the legal rights, and yet that I would like to keep that as a distinct, separate relationship under a different name than marriage, and that I think that that matters for society. The role of government is to define the morals and mores of the society, and that role is a very important role, and their role is to do that for the sake of the preservation of the whole and the longevity of our society, and that there's a difference between heterosexual marriage and gay or lesbian marriage, and as there is a difference with polygamy. And so if marriage gets broadened to be any two people who love each other and choose to partner and commit, then it will continue, of course, then get broadened to polygamy, which is practiced in other countries, but it does change the definition of marriage and family for everyone. It does not just affect the couples involved and the immediate families involved. It redefines marriage for the whole. And I'd like to see same-gender couples be able to commit to each other, but just to keep it as a distinct relationship, because it's important in defining for children and youth the importance of marriage. And I don't think it's a step of progress to potentially dilute the definition of marriage. If it comes to mean whatever and whoever, then it doesn't mean as much, which is what's been found in some of the countries where gay marriage has been instituted.
Governor, would you support expanding that beyond Alaska to the rest of the nation?
Well, not if it goes closer and closer towards redefining the traditional definition of marriage between one man and one woman, and unfortunately that's sometimes where those steps lead. But I also want to clarify if there's any kind of suggestion at all from my answer that I would be anything but tolerant of adults in America choosing their partners, choosing relationships that they deem best for themselves. You know, I am tolerant, and I have a very diverse family and group of friends, and even within that group you would see some who may not agree with me on this issue, some very dear friends who don't agree with me on this issue. But in that tolerance also, no one would ever propose, not in a McCain-Palin administration, to do anything to prohibit, say, visitations in a hospital or contracts being signed, negotiated between parties. But I will tell Americans straight up that I don't support defining marriage as anything but between one man and one woman, and I think through nuances we could go round and round about what that actually means, but I'm being as straight up with Americans as I can in my non-support for anything but a traditional definition of marriage.
Now, I don't know if you saw this, but Vice Presidential candidate Governor Sarah Palin says that she's in favor of a federal ban on gay marriage. Basically, she wants to change the Constitution. So if you're wondering, I'm sure you are, how I feel about this, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't agree. Look, and maybe it's because I'm gay that I think we should all be equal, but I feel that we're all equal. And I don't know what people are scared of. You know, maybe they think that their children will be influenced. And I got to say, I was raised by two heterosexuals. I was surrounded by heterosexuals. Just everywhere I looked, heterosexuals. And they did not influence. I mean, I dabbled in high school. Who didn't? But everyone dabbled, you know? I think people are going to be who they're going to be, and we need to learn to love them for who they are and let them love who they want to love.
High school was bad. I was obviously gay, and some kids didn't like that, and I did get harassed. What I'd love you to take away from it is that however bad it is now, it gets better, and it can get great. And it's important for adults to reach out to kids and share our stories so that they can picture futures for themselves that are worth sticking around for.
Okay, little ones, here's the first thing you need to know.
You are perfect and wonderful exactly as you are.
You're not alone.
There are a ton of us out here in this world.
We love you without even knowing you.
There's art to be made, and there are songs to be sung.
So hold on. Look at me, 80 years old. It gets better with age.
Listen to me.
It gets better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
It does get better.
So much better.
You'll be fine, partner.
Your life can be amazing, but you have to tough this period of it out, and you have to live.